Behind the outlet, Nebraska Public Power District is passionate about preserving and restoring Nebraska's resources. Whether rescuing fish during canal repair work, protecting avian species on the Platte River, or complying with all environmental standards at our power generating facilities, we actively balance our environmental responsibilities with meeting Nebraska's ever-changing energy needs. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
Time Warner Cable is dedicated to the future of our nation's children. That's why we've launched our Connect a Million Minds initiative. We're asking adults to help us inspire kids through science, technology, engineering, and math. And we're achieving this through local partnerships with FIRST. Across the country, Time Warner Cable employees are helping bring FIRST robotics competitions to the areas we serve. The future of our nation and our children depends on math, science, and technology. Visit connectamillionminds.com to find out what you can do.
And welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. Along with Steve Simpek, I'm Larry Putney. Good to have you with us back here at the state championships. 2 state titles in the books, 2 more to go, and we moved out of Class B. But first, don't forget, get your copy of the 2013 Nebraska High School Girls and Boys Bowling Championships on DVD, offered by the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Just visit NHSBF.com and follow the links to preserve your state championship for a lifetime. Well, let's take a look at the Tigers. We'll start with the Hastings Tigers. Their lineup, they are led by head coach Chuck Kidd, Cheyenne Fielder, Ashley Hawk, Ashley Mulligan, Kayleen Norby, Michaela Novak, and then finish with 2 seniors, Hartman and Jones. That's a look at the Tigers, looking for their 2nd title in 3 years. Their competitor tonight, the Waverly Vikings. Vikings back-to-back trips here into this championship match. They're led by Craig Johnson. Lizzie Donovan is a senior leader. Brooke Oxter, Megan Salem, Peyton Johnson, Whitney Larritson, Olivia Woolburn, and Tristan Menser is a junior. That's a look at the 2 teams. It'll be Hastings and Waverly going after the Class B state championship. It's all coming up next on NET Sports.
We'd like to say we have the good life in our state, and for more than 40 years, Nebraska Public Power District has kept the good life running smoothly for Nebraskans. We are driven to go above and beyond with a spirit to provide reliable, affordable electricity with outstanding customer service each and every day. Because in the end, we want to make the good life better for all. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
High school's almost over. What's next? I mean, what are my choices? I want to find something I love, so I can make a life for myself. And then I can give back. So, how do I get there?
Take the next step with Education Quest College Planning Services by visiting educationquest.org.
You know, many years ago when I was about 8 years old, I got the opportunity to watch a box turtle behind my house lay her eggs. And watching that turtle go through all that effort, it just piqued my curiosity and I wanted to learn more and read more. My entire job is science. I want children to get connected with science and utilize the technology and the engineering abilities, because each one of us has the ability to change the world.
To find out what you can do to inspire a young person, visit connectamillionminds.com.
They started a revolution.
Women are changing the way they're thinking about themselves.
We were so in your face. There were so many of us.
To turn wrongs into rights.
It was exhilarating. We were breaking new ground.
Makers.
Coming soon to NET1.
Welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. Class B state championship not far away. It will be Waverly taking on the Hastings Tigers. I want to remind you, coming up next week, Sunday, February 24th, 8 a.m., the bowling continues. The boys Class A, B, C, and D state championships right here on NET, beginning at 8 a.m. on NET1 and NET HD. So the girls this weekend, this Sunday morning, 4 state champions crowned. We go through it all again next weekend on Sunday, 4 more state champs will be crowned. Good one coming up your way right here now in Class B. Of course, we've had 2 winners already. Newman Grove this morning. Wayne just swept Wisner Pilger 3-0, and now it's a couple of teams very familiar, at least one very familiar to this environment. The Hastings Tigers, they won 2 years ago, and Waverly was here last year. They lost in the finals, and now looking at winning their first ever state championship, their 2nd straight year in the finals. Greg Johnson, Jeff Berman, the head coaches of the Waverly Vikings. And those are the Hastings Tigers. You will not mistake them.
Loud crowd.
That's right.
Packed house here again in Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln for the state championships, Larry. It's a great atmosphere. This is really cool.
So you'll see next week the Hastings boys also in the state finals. And we're underway. Here's Cheyenne Fielder to start it off, and the mixer and carries the 7-pin late. And Hastings on the board early. Now on the right-hand lane, here's Lizzie Donovan, daughter of Rick and Tracy Donovan. Heading to Hastings College to bowl, and she answers the strike of Fielder with one of her own.
Pretty good right out of the gate there.
Class B underway. Ashley Hawk now, the sophomore. Hawk with a nice ball. Rolls in there, and a big double by the Hastings Tigers. So these ladies wasting no time getting going. Brooke Oxner. Oxner playing the outside, needs the reaction. Got it, look at that. How about this, huh? 4 straight strikes.
Sign them up for our teams we bowl on, Larry.
And they just are
pretty good.
Not affected or impacted by the crowd. They're up there ready to go. Olivia Woolburn right in the pocket. Wow! Woolburn 3 in a row for the Tigers. And Peyton Johnson answer, just a sophomore. Johnson, smooth lefty, doesn't quite get back. And finally, the string is broken.
But that was a good shot. She's got great form. Nice and smooth, just good straight arm swing.
Here's Kaylee Nordby. Look out! These Tigers taking charge right away. Johnson crosses it over, and a good cover by Peyton. I'd like to look up and have a double 6 spare and be down by 30.
Yeah, well.
That's I don't know, the way it goes, right?
It is what it is. Straight up the second arrow.
Oh, wrapped it around the 10-pin by Michaela Novak.
Strike here in the 4th can shave into that lead.
Now here's a freshman, Whitney Larritzen, new to the team this year. Needs a little reaction, got the break. Little crossover action.
Cross lane at the 10. Strikes are great, but spares is what keeps you in matches. So
good start though, 117 through 5.
Strike here will put Waverly back within 20.
Here's Olivia Woolburn. Woolburn just a junior. Right up that outside, not getting the reaction she wanted.
Just a little bit, looks like the ball didn't come off her hand real well. She's quite a ways outside there. I don't think she needs to be that far out. She needs to be closer to the second arrow. That's where the ball crosses the lane at the rangefinders out there in the center of the lane. Excuse me, about 18 feet down the lane. But second arrow is 10 boards in from the right gutter. That's where most of the right-handers will be playing, is in that general area. Right about there, actually.
Look a little, good cover. So they're staying clean through 5, but find themselves down by 10. Two sides. That was a quick first 5 frames, wasn't it?
It was. Doesn't take long when you throw one shot a game.
There are a lot of strikes, yeah, no kidding.
Doesn't take long.
Right back at it is Fielder. Here's Cheyenne.
That's a little further wide, or out than her last shot.
Had a good reaction, but left that 2-7. So some work left to do for Fielder. And here's a look at Lizzie Donovan.
Lizzie's going to be straighter. She's going to be between the second and third arrow right at the pocket. Pulls that one, but carries.
Crossed over and got the carry.
Now all of a sudden, Larry.
It's all tied up.
Yep.
Unless she picks this up. She can pick it up and hold on to that lead. Keep climbing. Keep climbing. So now on the left lane, here's Brooke Oxner. Oxner, the sophomore.
Hung up on her thumb. You could tell when she let go. The ball goes up on the lane instead of out on the lane.
We're about to be all even here. Ashley Hawk.
That's a nice release. Good straight arm swing. Just pulled it a little low maintenance game.
Hawk, the youngest among the starters. She's just a sophomore. But here's Oxner, a sophomore herself. It's a young team for Waverly. 1 senior, 2 sophomores, a freshman, and a junior. Climb the hill. Man, that's a great cover. The 1-5, double wood.
Down the right side at the 6 pin.
And a good cover. So all even, 126 apiece, both with marks working in the 7th. Here's Peyton Johnson. On the hill, on the hill.
Just about the same result as last time. She just needs to probably move her feet a little further left on the lane. Get the ball out a little closer to the edge where the dryer boards are. That's a good shot, Larry.
Mulligan with the strike.
Just a nice straight up the track shot. That's going to have to hold a little bit. It does. Pretty impressed so far, Larry. This is pretty good talent. Covering their spares and keep the ball in play. Another straighter player here for Hastings, which will be right around the 2nd arrow. A little wide there, but slow speed will bring it back in the pocket.
Big double gives them a 10-point lead. Up by 10 pins.
Pulled that one.
Crossed it over, left the foul. So an opportunity here for Michaela Novak to really seal it.
Strike will win the first game for Hastings. Right up about the 8th, 9th board. Ball settling in. Just she kind of hung a little bit on that one again. Ball came off her hand. Hung just a touch on the thumb. Causes it to hook early. They're going to be over 200, Larry. Great start.
Needs this one. Well, she at least gave her anchor bowler, Olivia Wolburn, a chance.
Both teams have a chance to be in the 200s. Hastings already is. Hastings could shoot
215.
Yep, could be 215.
Good cover. And the best Waverly could do would be 212 if Wolburn punches out. So she must have this first one.
It's a good start, though.
Absolutely.
Right around the 2nd arrow. Another good low maintenance game here. Not a lot of hook on the ball. Good clean release on her hand. The ball just got down the lane a little too far before it began its move to the pocket, so that's going to sew things up for Hastings.
So Novak will clean it up here. And 2:14. Great start for the Hastings Tigers. As we said, Hastings won the title in 2011, looking for their 2nd in 3 years. Wolburn with the conversion. Waverly on the verge of shooting 2-0 and dropping the first game.
You'll see a little bit of shifting around on where they're standing. You know, the game is over, so might try something just a little bit different, maybe a little different starting point on the lane, maybe different change in the target that's a little further outside. That's actually too far outside. We do have a little bit of what's called an out of bounds here. And out of bounds in bowling is not like golf where you take, I guess you do get a penalty if you're out of bounds.
0 pins, right?
You don't get very many pins, but Typically, right here at Sun Valley Lanes, on the right-hand side of the lane, the out of bounds is around the 5th or 6th board. So if you're about 5 boards in from the right-hand gutter.
Look at Waverly there, Steve. They were clean. That's I mean, you can't ask for much more than that.
Nope.
A clean game, 197.
That hot start from Hastings is what got them behind, and they couldn't recover from that. But so you need to be around the second arrow on the right side. On the left side, you can get the ball a little further out towards the edge. You can be closer to the first arrow. You get the ball to hook in.
Fielder now to start the second game for the Tigers.
I think she has probably the best reaction on the lane. Man, that was a good shot, Larry. Just right in the pocket. Ball just finishing a little late, but she's got a good reaction. She is good and straight and direct down the lane. She gets the ball down the lane to its break point, and then the ball makes a strong move to the pocket, just maybe off by half a board, if that.
Got a good cover by Donovan.
Cross lane at the 10. It's going to have to
hang on. Just fell off. So an opening now for Waverly with the lead. And here's Brooke Oxner.
Right in that second arrow area. Just about the same result. As Chelsea Fielder had. But, you know, if you're hitting the pocket like that, Larry, you know, if I'm one of the coaches of the team, I'm telling them, keep doing that.
That's right.
They will eventually fall, and don't move a thing. If you're getting the ball that solidly in the pocket, your breaks will come. So there shouldn't be any adjustment made. Now you just need to buckle down and pick up your spares. Harder ball.
Right there.
Oh, boy, it looked like it was going to slide.
Yep.
First open frame for Waverly so far in both games.
So a chance to even it up here. Ashley Hawk.
Lost that ball on the bottom of her swing there. You can tell when she came out of the ball, her arm came across her body. A sign that she was struggling hanging on to the ball. Let's see if our left-hander has made a little bit of an adjustment.
She picked up speed a little bit.
And that one was pulled from the start. And that's typical if you come up light. If you don't make an on-the-lane adjustment, try to pull that ball into the pocket with just using your arm. So that's is quite prevalent. So you just want to trust that ball. She's been very good on spares, though. 2 for 2 on spares, and now she's 3 for 3.
Covers it up.
Cross lane at the 6 and the 10.
And picked up. So a nice shot by Ashley Morgan.
Beautiful smile. She's having a great time on television. And here's our freshman.
Larritson. And she was very thankful of how accepting her teammates were of her in her first year.
She throws the ball very well. Hung on to that one a little bit.
Another Brooklyn.
Got the cave in.
Hastings 2 opens in the first 3 frames. Open the door a bit here for Waverly. Waverly with a early 10-pin advantage.
Right up the second arrow area. Good shot. Oh, just
and got it.
Gets the kick.
So both teams on a strike. Waverly up by 10, 48-38. Waverly team, as we said, they were here last year. They finished 3rd this year at the Lynx Challenge, a very impressive tournament. All the Class A schools there. That's a terrific finish.
Right up the second arrow, Larry. That's a good shot.
Strong shot.
Man,
Just
right
didn't
there.
get the kill. Yeah, that was a great shot.
It's going to come down to who can pick up these corner pins, it looks like.
Turn that one up. Good shot. And tripped out that 7. Woo.
A big exhale there.
That was a sigh.
By Michaela. Did not want that split and that bad break. Cross lane with a different ball, but didn't come off her hand very good. She pulled it, so. All a sudden our error-free bowling has changed. And this is, with this spare, this will even the match. Ooh, that one
hung up.
Hung enough.
Still got it. So they'll switch sides. Nearly all even, based on the count that Hastings has.
It's about a 2-pin lead, and strike here will give Hastings that a little bit, just about a mark lead ahead. Lizzie Donovan's been right around the pocket, though, every time. She's not really been too far off. That one there.
Jinxed her.
Yeah, that one there just came off her hand a little early. Ball scoots down the lane to the right, can't recover.
Leaves the 2, kind of slides by.
Well, and as we have said before, Larry, on this telecast and on others, that the conditioner on the lane has a tendency to move around. These bowling balls actually pick up the conditioner on the ball, on the surface of the ball, and eventually transports it down the lane after enough play. And with all the right-handers all playing in about the same area around the second arrow, that's in a heavily conditioned part of the lane. You're going to get some carry down, we call it, bowling. So, going to see probably a few spots where the ball will react one way and then another way a little bit later on in the game.
Brooke Oxter can't get that 4-pin to fall, but a good shot. This Waverly team bowls out of Hollywood Bowl here in Lincoln. Proprietor Bob Davis, host of yesterday's Class B competition.
It's a packed house at Hollywood, I was told.
Oh my goodness.
Good shot.
Ashley Hawk with the strike.
Well, we have
2-pin advantage.
We have great hosts here in Lincoln, the bowling centers of Lincoln and the Lincoln Bowling Association, just behind high school bowling 1,000%. Of course, we have Hollywood Bowl, Parkway Lanes, and of course we're right here at good old Sun Valley Lanes.
We've talked about this many times in the past, the arena finals environment here for a high school event. Nowhere else in the country do you see this kind of event for high school bowling, televised by NET across the entire state. It's just a great way to recognize these young athletes. And the job that John Lucido's staff here at Sun Valley Lanes, that they do in putting on the arena and setting it up, the amount of work that goes on.
I've been involved in a couple of national PBA telecasts with ESPN, and
that's right.
And it's this is just as good as what you'll see on the national telecast. It's John and his staff have got this to a science, and we're always so thankful that they continue to put in the blood, sweat, tears, and money that it costs to do this.
You mean outside of the announcing, of course?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. We're going to work on our salary. Our contracts need to be renewed.
Here's Kayleen Nordby. Just want to let the folks back at NET know that I'm just perfectly happy with my contract. I'm Steve Simpek. A big open by Hastings there in the 8th really gave an opportunity now for Waverly to take charge here in the 9th. Here's the freshman, Larritzen.
It's a good shot, Larry. Oh, just hung on her thumb still a little bit, but she's keeping the ball in play.
So that's a 10-pin lead now after that 9-pin count by Larritzen, and a must spare here in the 9th for Hastings. 133-123.
Cross lane at the 6 and the 10.
They did. Good cover. Nice solid pickup by Nordby. Big conversion, and she got it. Keeps that lead at 10, so we head to the 10th frame. And it will come down to our anchor bowlers, Michaela Novak and Olivia Woolburn. Here's Novak for the Tigers. She's going to come back. She needs to string a couple of strikes. Can she get it? Doesn't quite get the 10-pin out. So
it's a good shot, though, Larry.
Really all Woolburn needs to do now is stay clean. And by that I mean spare in the 10th and get good count, and they're a winner. And that'll do it. So big game for Waverly after losing 214 to 197. They've come back and won this second game. That drops off, so they'll finish with a 151, does Hastings. I wonder how much it helps, Steve, having been here last year. Waverly was in this arena. All of these girls, except Whitney Larritson, the freshman, have been in this environment. They've experienced when bowling in front of the cameras and the lights and seeing the big screens in front of you, what that's like and how that might help in a situation.
Experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Means a lot. Absolutely, and knowing the pressure you're under, not just from knowing that you're going to be seen on TV, but going head-to-head against another team that after they strike, it's the onus is on you to come back and to do what you have to do for the team to strike and keep up. So,
well, they've done a nice job responding here in game number 2. 151 for Hastings, 172 for Waverly. So the Vikings come from behind, even it at 1 game apiece. Waverly loses the first game, wins the second, and it is 1-1 in the Class B championship match. As we said, Hastings won it back in 2011. Vikings made it to the finals last year and lost.
Good shot there.
Great shot there by Fielder. She's really bowled well.
Ball just crept a little bit high at the point of entry in the pocket. Leaves that smash 7, we call it. Lizzie Donovan, that one.
Didn't like that, did she? Yep.
Shrug of the shoulders there. She's probably just needs to keep that ball a little bit left of the second arrow. She throws it pretty straight. Mrs. Crossland to 7. Well done.
And a good cover by Fielder. Now Donovan will try to answer. Donovan, very active. Softball, vice president of the science club, editor of the school newspaper. She's on a PR committee at Waverly. Very active young lady. We actually had her in our summer bowling camp, and just a joy to coach. One of those individuals who's willing to listen, takes instruction well, excited to be there, attentive. We don't experience those kind of high schoolers very often.
Got a couple in my house that are currently grounded, so
so you know well.
Yeah, no, they're almost high schoolers and middle schoolers, so they get away a little more. And they're twins, so they're always pulling shenanigans on us. Right. But it's just another reason why bowling fits in so well with the rest of the high school sports. It's another activity, and even though people like Lizzie are very busy doing other things, there's a lot of boys and girls in high school bowling that bowling's the only activity they do, Larry. So this keeps them active, keeps them doing something constructive. Lifetime sport, a lot of great reasons. Cross lane at the 2-4-5-8. Tough spare, ball didn't get past that heavy part of the condition, part of the lane. So Hastings back in the lead.
And here's Nordby. 6th in singles this year was Kayleen Nordby.
That was another good shot. That's going to be high also. This time he leaves the split. She came up light the first 2 shots, so the adjustment has been a little bit of an over adjustment as the ball's coming high. Just getting you a couple of lots of information from Coach Johnson. Need to get 2 in this situation. It's early in the match. No need to give up any extra pins. Straight up that second and third arrow area there, and she's going to get the roller. No. Good shot though.
So here's Larritson. Gets one break. Could you get another? Gets the 10-pin out. The 10-pin fell late. So 9-pin count. Quickly corrected. And here's Caitlin Nordby.
These are all going to be very important as we get further down the road. Well done.
Good cover by Nordby.
Switching to a different ball, harder surface, goes straight at it.
And a nice cover for Whitney.
Nothing wrong with that, Larry, but sometimes, you know, bowling balls, you know, like snowflakes, no two are the same. And sometimes the difference in feel and grip of the ball can cause you a little inconsistency in your spare shooting. So sometimes a lot of people, and like my preference is to use the same ball on your spares and just alter your delivery a little bit, or just try to flatten it out to be more accurate than switch bowling balls. But to each their own.
Oh, great shot by Woolburn.
Held pocket.
Olivia Woolburn. The big shot for Waverly to end the first 5 frames. Down by 21. They're trying to hold on to that advantage is Michaela Novak. And Novak with good cover. Very solid spare shooter is Michaela Novak. So they'll switch sides. And a 21-pin lead by Hastings. It's all even, 1 game apiece, Waverly and Hastings. I want to remind you to get your copy of the 2013 Nebraska High School Girls and Boys Bowling Championships on DVD. They're offered by the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation, and you can order online at NHSBF.com and save those memories for a lifetime on DVD. Kind of came out of that a little awkwardly. Didn't quite finish the way in which Fielder wanted it to. It leaves the 10-pin, so here's Lizzie Donovan.
A little bit left there. Just keep up light last couple shots. Overcompensation. Kicks out the 10. Easy spare, though. Still a tight match. Waverly down by about 11. Spare here by Hastings will increase that lead to 21. It's got to hang on.
Just falls off on the attempt by Fielder, so it opens the door a bit for Hastings to cut into that lead. Contingent upon the spare of Lizzie Donovan. Uh-oh, didn't like it when she let go. So still down 21 is Waverly. Ashley Hawk.
That's a good shot, Larry. Oh, just skated a little bit there. We're definitely seeing some transition of oil down the lane now. The break point is getting later and later. That's when your ball makes that move and starts to hook towards the pocket. So you can either lay off with a little less speed, or you can make an adjustment and go a little straighter at it. And that's what we're seeing now with some of the ladies, and why they're just missing the pocket just briefly. 2-pin. Cross lane, straight at it.
On. Missed it by that much. So another opportunity. Boy, if Waverly had converted, we might be all even. This is an important one. Did not look happy either. No. Tell by the look at her face, she knew when she let it go. So 4 consecutive single pins missed after opening the match with 4 consecutive strikes. And there. Good shot by Ashley Mulligan. And Mulligan. I believe I called Mulligan Nordby earlier. I think her hair was covering up. She's 11. Nordby is 1. So one of the ones was covered up, so I apologize. Make sure we don't make that mistake again. This is Kaylee Nordby, who did finish 7th in singles this year.
Good shot.
And a good carry by Nordby. Larritzen, the freshman. Would be a little awkward. You enter a team. Everyone else has been on this team for 2 or 3 years. They made state last year. Here you are, a freshman coming in, entering the starting lineup. That can create some awkwardness. She said she was very appreciative of the way her teammates accepted her.
Good team culture. That's great. Yep. Well coached. Solid program that's been around for a while.
That's a good shot. And good carry by Novak. Novak's been solid as well. She finished 3rd this year in singles. She won the district singles title
4-5 spare. A lot of ways to miss that, and that's one of them, to not get the ball far enough left to where it carries.
So the 3-bagger by Hastings late here in game number 3 will give Hastings a 2-1 lead. We talked about Novak, also last year in state, finished 9th in singles. So this her junior year, and he just continues to improve. 9th in singles last year, 3rd in singles this year. Got her senior year ahead of her. She actually doesn't attend Hastings High School. This is Olivia Woolburn, and Woolburn doesn't quite carry. But Michaela Novak lives or attends Harvard School, which is co-opting.
College?
Co-opting with
University.
University, yeah.
It's quite a commute.
That is a commute. Fly every day. They're co-oping with Hastings. So Hastings and Harvard co-op together. And that's not a bad addition to the team for Hastings, huh? I'd co-op with a player like that all day long.
Very, very, just a nice, solid, straight arm swing. Good trajectory of the ball. Completely, around the pocket most shots.
Just slid off. So 2:01 for Hastings. 127 for Waverly. The good news about Baker bowling is it doesn't matter how badly you get beaten. It's just 1 point. So it's 2-1. Hastings on top. Waverly can flush that game away, pretend like it didn't happen, and come back and try to even this at 2 apiece. Lizzie Donovan a little high, leaves the 4-9.
She makes the adjustment, Larry, and gets the ball up to the pocket after being light several times, and pays the penalty with the 4-9.
And the big carry. So it went away from a state title, and Fielder steps up and buries one.
Feel the momentum really begin to pile up on the Hastings side in their favor. 4-9, need to slide the 4 into the 9. Didn't get the ball far enough left.
And so here's Ashley Hawk. Hastings led throughout qualifying as well. They led all teams by more than 100 pins in qualifying. Shot 29.93. York was second, followed by Waverly. So we have this 1 and 3 seeds here. Waverly now with a new player in the lineup. Here's Megan Salmon. Megan Salmon goes a little high and leaves the 6-7-10. And now Ashley Hawk with an opportunity to open up a really big lead early. And does. So back-to-back marks for Hastings, and what would appear to be back-to-back opens for Waverly, unless Salmon can pull one out here.
Tough spare, but at this point, Larry, you've got to probably go for it. Yep. You're down 2-1. You're already behind in this game. Got to slide the 4-pin over into the 7.
Chopped it off. So here's Ashley Mulligan.
This is a big shot and strike here, and that's really going to put the pressure on Waverly.
Boy, what a ball by Mulligan. Rose and Michael are proud of that. Now Peyton Johnson, the sophomore, tries to answer.
It's a better shot there. That's going to be right in the pocket area. Oh, a great shot.
Peyton, as a sophomore, says she's already committed to Baker University for bowling. 3.75 GPA. She works with Jen Davis-Korn, a name we're all familiar with in bowling circles. Outstanding coach who mentors so many of the youth bowlers in the Lincoln area.
That's Kayleen Norby. She had a good shot.
Just thank goodness. We needed to get something going.
Just enough paint on that pin.
Back-to-back opens. We needed something.
Down the left side, I will say that is unorthodox, but effective.
Maybe not textbook, but
yep, that's usually you want to go cross lane at those spares, but nonetheless, it worked fine. Waverly needs a strike right now to keep from this thing being a deep, deep hole. Oh, a good shot, too. You know, it isn't, with the exception of the single pin open frames that they've had, you know, they've been around the pocket most times. It's not like it's been just an utter landslide the other way, but, you know, you get a couple breaks here and there, you get back in it. It's only the 4th frame, but down by 25 already. A strike here that opens the lead big time for Hastings. Where she's just been money, hasn't she?
Great shot by Novak. Erickson needs to cover and does. Hastings through 5 is clean here in this 4th game, needing a win for the championship. You saw Michaela Novak just throw that strike. Here's Olivia Woolburn. You know, Michaela and Olivia, as well as Peyton Johnson, who bowls for Waverly, were all on the same youth team together, even though they bowl one for Waverly, one for Hastings. They all bowled in the same youth team. In fact, they won state back in 2006. So they're very familiar with each other. The bowling community is a tight one.
It's tight.
Even though you're bowling with them against a team from an hour or two away, chances are you've seen them in tournaments, maybe bowled with them on a team.
Well, it's very similar to other sports, you know, volleyball, basketball. They all have their high school season, and they have either a club or select season. Bowling's the same way. Lots of youth programs all over the state of Nebraska and all over America that, you know, you may be on a team with someone for your high school season, but then when the off season comes and you are bowling in a league or a youth tournament, you could be teamed with someone that might have been your opponent.
Well, good cover by Olivia.
Starting to see some long faces there from Waverly. You know, they're down 25. Another strike by Hastings increases that, but there's still 5 frames to go. Anything can happen.
Plenty of time. 5 frames to go. But this would be a big one by Fielder.
This double will increase the lead to 45.
Doesn't quite get that 4-pin to fall.
Lizzie Donovan, who's the spark of this team, senior, needs this strike to rally her team. It's got to hurry. Just, you know, she throws it fairly firm. She's right at about 13 miles an hour, right in that neighborhood, or excuse me, 17 miles an hour. That's pretty fast. Not giving the ball a chance to really get into a roll. She also is around the side of the ball a little bit. Wouldn't say she spins the ball, but the lack of the roll is, you know, the ball is not rolling. It's more, I don't know, it's spinning almost like an orbit around its axis.
Yep.
Causes the ball to skid. You know, if you're going a little slower, that ball has a chance to go into that roll, but Lizzie's pretty firm with her speed, so she either needs to point it more direct at the pocket or move a little further outside into the drier boards.
Good pace and speed by Ashley Hawk. And the sophomore with a big strike there. Gone strike, spare, strike, spare, strike, spare, strike.
There you see the opposite. Her ball rolls early. Her fingers and thumb of the ball are rolling end over end.
There's a term we haven't heard in a long time.
Over end?
Just because of the game has changed so much, but you don't hear many Dutch 200s, right? Remember, back in our day, there were all kinds of Dutch 200s.
You used to get an award for that.
That's right.
Yeah. The Dutch 200 is strike spare off the sheet. So, you know, Hastings is working its way that way.
That's right.
I think they trade that award for a state championship, though, Larry. So I'm sure their coaches would like to see more strikes.
I think if they just Dutch their way out of this, they're going to be just fine.
It's looking that way. That's got to
hang on.
And it does.
So a good conversion there by Megan Solomon. Solomon, a junior. And here's Mulligan. Ooh, didn't quite get there.
So it's not over.
Right.
Strike here cuts the lead to 23 pins, and we've seen Peyton here be close, but just not able to carry.
Good shot there.
Another one. She's been barely light, then high, and then she makes the adjustment last frame, leaves a ringing 7, picks it up, and then she leaves a 6-pin in the pocket. So she's just been off a hair, but unfortunately, I think the
good job.
hit swinging towards Hastings.
Yep. Nordby with the strike there. Now Johnson to convert, and she does. So 6 consecutive single pin spares for Waverly. Right around the pocket, picking up their spares outside of those first 2 frames. But just not able to match the firepower of this Hastings team. And Michaela Novak just continues to throw bombs.
You just watch the way her ball rolls. The fingers and thumb hole, the roll of the ball is towards the pins, where other bowlers, similarly, just like Whitney here, or excuse me, Peyton there, the roll of the ball is around the side, and that just delays the hook. And you watch as she comes out of the ball, her hand and her thumb are directly behind the ball. Behind the ball, comes up. That one was a little bit on the side, and she also swung that one a little bit. Wasn't quite around the second arrow where she was earlier, but 190 is going to be plenty.
Yeah, she needed 7 pins to shut out Waverly, and she got it. 7 pins is what she needed. 7 pins she got. Well, maybe not quite yet. She needs to pick this up because Waverly with.
This is a must strike right here, Larry.
Yep. They have to strike here, or Hastings wins the tie.
That's a pretty good shot.
Got it. Big shot. So now Michaela Novak, with a spare here, wins a state title. 192, the best Waverly can have. A spare here gives them 193. She got it. State championship for the Hastings Tigers. Second one in 3 years. That will do it. 192, the best Waverly can have. 193. Now she's a gamer. She's going to make it 193, 192, isn't she? 192 if she strikes. They would lose at 193, 192. And Hastings, once again, has won a state title.
Just a solid program out there that Chuck Kidd and Lynn Nelson have going. Of course, Butch and Donna Hogan, the proprietors of Pastime Lanes in Hastings, are just tremendous supporters of high school bowling and youth bowling out in the central part of the state, and we're very thankful to have them as a part of our family.
Boy, great finish by Olivia Woolburn. A little too late. 193, 192 is the final in game number 4. And there's the realization. And the Hastings Tigers have won it once again for the second time in 3 years. The Hastings Tigers are state champs. When we come back, the pin and trophy presentations from Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln.
No matter how you look at it, animal agriculture helps Nebraska's economy. The livestock industry provides increased tax revenues for schools and community services. Livestock enterprises also create jobs while contributing to existing businesses such as local banks and grocery stores. A thriving livestock industry helps maintain our current way of life, but also provides opportunities for the next generation of farm families. The Nebraska Soybean Checkoff helps to raise awareness of the importance of animal agriculture to Nebraska.
Power Drive Electric Car program gives high school students a hands-on way to apply studies. Learn about electricity and energy efficiency, and develop skills that will benefit them throughout their lives. Nebraska Public Power District encourages students and teachers to get involved. Schools have the power to make it happen. For information on Power Drive, visit oppd.com or nppd.com.
Healthcare reform is bringing change.
But one thing that won't change is our commitment to you.
We're Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
And you can count on us.
You can count on us to be there when you need us.
Just because it's impossible, that doesn't mean you can't do it.
We're trying to keep a lot of the old traditions alive.
We have to keep reminding each new succeeding generation that comes along about why these wild places and these natural resources that we all depend on matter.
He has this God-given ability to write.
Your stories are Nebraska stories.
today at noon Central Time on NET1.
And welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. Class B state championship on the girls' side of the books. And it's the Hastings Tigers once again winning games 3 and 4 to take it 3-1. With our champion, the head coach Chuck Kidd, and Michaela Novak. Let's go down to Steve Simpak.
All right, Larry, it's a wild one down here in the arena, and we've got our new state champions here. We got Coach Chuck Kidd and Michaela Novak. Michaela, we picked to talk to you because you had a very important spare there at the end that you really needed to lock out Waverly, but then you came back with clutch strikes. So, you know, even though you're not a senior, you're going to be back next year, obviously. What was going through your mind? Were you nervous? I know you seem pretty cool.
I just knew I had to pick up that spare, or we were going to at least tie. So.
Well, that's good. You're teaching how to pick up spares. Spares are kind of a lost art in bowling anymore, Coach.
She's a very good spare shooter. She's a great athlete and a good bowler. Great. We'll keep her.
Okay, you're not going to put her on the trading blocks. Or you're from Harvard, a little town just a little bit outside of Hastings. You're not going to start your own bowling team there, are you?
No.
Just recruit some friends.
Yeah.
So second state championship in 3 years. That's correct. Any more memories of this one compared to the others?
They're all great. The other one was my best, and this is my best also. It's the way it goes. Good kids, good girls make good coaching. The coach has nothing else to do with it. All I ask you is stand up there and put them in line. They are good.
All right. Well, thanks, Coach. Congratulations. Second championship in 3 years for the Lady Hastings Tigers. Larry, back to you.
All right. Thanks very much, Steve. Appreciate it. Congratulations to Michaela Novak and her teammates. Terrific job by those athletes. As the coach said, all he did was put them in line and let them do the job. And absolutely believe that. Terrific job by those young ladies. So now for the trophy and medal presentations, we go to our public address announcer. Here's Greg Porchi.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause for our 2 finalists? And now for the awards presentation. Your Class B girls runner-up, the Waverly Vikings. Coached by Craig Johnson and Jeff Berman. Lizzie Donovan. Brooke Oxner. Peyton Johnson. Whitney Larrittson. Olivia Woolburn. Megan Solman. Tristan Menser. And ladies, here's your runner-up trophy. Congratulations to the Waverly Vikings, your Class B girls runner-up. Now, here is your 2012-2013 Class B girls champions, your Hastings Tigers. Coached by Lynn Nielsen and Chuck Kidd. Cheyenne Fielder. Ashley Hawk. Ashley Mulligan. Kayleen Nordby. Michaela Novak. Maddie Jones. And ladies, here is your championship trophy. Once again, congratulations to the 2012-2013 Class B Girls Champions, the Hastings Tigers.
So congratulations once again to the Hastings Tigers, the state champs in Class B. Let's take a look at the top 10 individual winners on the singles competition. This was contested actually during the bowling on the first day, so those individuals who scored best in their first 3 games are awarded all-tournament designation, and the singles champion was Caitlin Guthmiller from Alliance, Kylie Van Esch from York, Michaela Novak finished 3rd, Olivia Woolburn, who you just saw finishing 4th, also on the first team, Omaha Roncalli's Heather Erdy, Donovan Norby, Hanley Johnson, and Verba all on the second team. When we come back, Class A action coming your way. 2 defending state champions, North Star back-to-back champs in Class A. Pius won it last year in Class B. The showdown is next.
Whether it's spring planting, fall harvesting, or just a drive across the state, soy biodiesel helps a diesel-powered engine operate in a demanding job. Soybean oil from Nebraska soybeans makes biodiesel a renewable fuel that's also environmentally responsible. The soybean checkoff plays a major role in supporting the use and availability of biodiesel. The Nebraska Soybean Board, growing opportunity from the ground up.
What inspired me to pursue a career in technology was the fact that I have kids. We need the internet. They wouldn't be able to do any of their research without it. It's really important for our children to think science and technology is important. I believe that all kids should look towards technology because that's where the world is going. Get involved in all of the science activities because all of that experience can lead you a long way.
To find out what you can do to inspire a young person, visit connectamillionminds.com.
The journalists of PBS. They take the time to explore all sides of a story. That's why PBS is trusted more than any other television news source. You deserve nothing less. Trusted, in-depth, independent.
Welcome back to Lincoln, Nebraska, Sun Valley Lanes, where we are getting set for the Class A State Championship. I want to remind you, great opportunity right now to pick up your 2013 Nebraska High School Girls and Boys Bowling Championships DVDs offered by the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Just visit NHSBF.com, follow the links, and preserve those state championship memories for a lifetime. Should be a good one in Class A. We've had great matches already today. This might be the best of the day. North Star and Lincoln Pius X, 2 outstanding girls programs, Division I recruits up and down the roster. Let's take a look at the North Star Gators. Gators led by head coach Bob Quorum, along with his wife Vicky, have been the coaches there for 9 years, do an outstanding job with this club. Brittany Hall is just a sophomore. Then they have a couple of juniors, Cadavian Weirs, Kendra Porter, Haley Hall, 2 outstanding seniors. Hall could go really anywhere she wanted to for collegiate bowling. Stephanie Mundorf is a senior, and Audrey Mundorf is a freshman, an outstanding North Star Navigators club. They will be facing the Pius X Thunderbolts, led by Rod Mahacek and Shalima Zalsha. Kelly Mahacek, Kristen Mahacek, both sisters, both outstanding players. Hannah Bombert's a junior. A couple of sophomores in Katie Peterson. Megan Straub has a tremendously bright future. And Jess Lears, the lone senior on the squad. Should be a terrific one here in Class A. When we come back, Thunderbolts and Gators for the title.
School's almost over. What's next? I mean, what are my choices? I want to find something I love, so I can make a life for myself. And then I can give back. So, how do I get there?
Take the next step with Education Quest College Planning Services by visiting educationquest.org.
No matter how you look at it, animal agriculture helps Nebraska's economy. The livestock industry provides increased tax revenues for schools and community services. Livestock enterprises also create jobs while contributing to existing businesses such as local banks and grocery stores. A thriving livestock industry helps maintain our current way of life, but also provides opportunities for the next generation of farm families. The Nebraska Soybean Checkoff helps to raise awareness of the importance of animal agriculture to Nebraska.
Did you know that Nebraska teachers use NET documentaries and online content in the classroom to enhance history and literature curriculum? NET provides services that educate, entertain, and enlighten.
NET Sports brings you the finals of NSAA High School Swimming and Diving Championships Saturday, February 23rd, live from the Devaney Center in Lincoln. A live webcast will also be available at netnebraska.org/sports. Coverage in all classes begins at 11 Central on NET1 and in high definition on NET HD.
Welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes. Along with Steve Simpek, I'm Larry Putney. Want to remind you, Nebraska High School Bowling Federation Championships can also be seen next week on NET1 and NET HD. That's the boys' championships. They compete next Sunday beginning at 8 a.m. Central, only again on NET1 and NET HD. You can also catch it on the web at netnebraska.org/sports. Well, we're expecting a terrific one here this afternoon. We talked about this earlier off the top of the show. We have Division I recruits on both sides of the ledger here. The Navigators, Pius 10, both 9-1. Both have beaten each other at different points throughout this season. You look up and down the comments that they make within their bios, and each talks about the big moments of their season being having beaten the other team. There is a healthy respect here. Two quality programs, great coaches, great talent. I think we're going to see a great match.
Well, way better coaching out of Mahachek's coaching on Pius.
No doubt about
Nothing
that.
personal there, Larry.
There's no doubt.
It's just Pius making the leap now to Class A for bowling, and it fared pretty well throughout the season, with the increase in class. And Class A has got some great competition. So this is, and I remember last year doing the telecast with the girls on TV, and there's young talent that's so good right now. They'll do nothing more but continue to refine their game as they get closer to graduation.
Well, you raise a good point when you talk about Pius moving up to Class A, because that means for the first time ever we've got two defending state champions competing against each other. Pius 10th ladies won it in Class B last year. North Star, the two-time defending state champions in Class A. Should be a great one. And we're going to start it off on the left-hand lane. And North Star will bowl first. So this is Brittany Hall. Brittany, a sophomore. Coach Korm calls her one of the most improved bowlers of the season. Extremely coachable.
Look at that. Just a great straight arm swing. Beautiful roll on the ball. I mean, that's really good, Larry.
Terrific start by Brittany Hall. So here is Megan Straub. Megan, a sophomore as well. And another terrific player. Straight up the lanes. Will she get the carry? Got the messenger. The 10-pin falls. Tit for tat here early.
She's got her mom's personality and her dad's arm swing. How about that?
Of course, you're referring to her father, Bill Straub, and mother, Kim Straub. Both terrific bowlers in their own right, terrific coaches as well.
Not that Bill's personality wouldn't be one she'd want to have, but I think Bill would agree with me.
Shelby Cademy, a bit high, leaves the 6. So now here's Katie Peterson. Katie, another sophomore. She's one of the most improved bowlers for the Pius team. That needs to get up. She kicks him around there, and that'll make it more difficult. The 1-4 left.
You don't see that in everyday bowling, but pin action here at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, very lively. John Lucido, the proprietor, of course, the commissioner of high school bowling here in Nebraska, just great job. This facility, the whole facility, not just for the tournament, but it's just one of the top places to bowl anywhere in the country. Just does a great job with his staff. The work they put into getting this ready for us for this weekend, Larry, second to none. It's been recognized on a national level about how the job that they do here. There was John there on TV briefly. Want to keep ratings, from peaking. We want to keep his mug off there, as much as we can. But
Emily Weirs with the shot. She leaves the 2-pin coming up just a bit light.
Lanes freshly conditioned prior to this match, so you're seeing fresh conditioner on the lane. A lot of times it takes a little bit of time to adjust to that.
Hannah Baumert also a little light. She'll leave the 2-10. Hannah, a junior. And here's Emily Weirs. Emily actually attends Parkview Christian. Bowls with North Star as part of a co-op. Slides by the 2-pin.
Those freshly conditioned lanes are going to cause the balls to go pretty straight right in the middle part of the lane. So getting the ball to the left of the 2-pin here, she's going to have to be left of it to start. And then, of course, as the ball gets closer to the edge of the lane, it does hook as the lanes are drier, closer to the gutters.
So now Kendra Porter. Kendra, a senior. Very fundamental game. Daughter of Lincoln Bowling Hall of Fame member Mark Porter leaves the 10-pin. She's undecided on a college, would like to continue to bowl with Kendra. Here's Jess Lears. Jessica, a senior, the only senior on the Pius 10th roster.
Little hang in the thumb hole there, caused the ball to go left off her hand, but she gets the break.
Got the trip, and you'll see Jess hangs up quite a bit in that thumb hole.
I think she's trying to rotate her hand through the ball too quickly, and it causes the ball to hang just briefly on the right at the point of release.
Good, solid. Ooh, just slides by. Her game is so solid, so fundamental. This Kendra Porter's. The door opens a bit now for Pius. All even, but working on a strike with Kelly Mahacek up, and Mahacek gets it just a bit wide.
I was just about to say that looking at her game is almost a mirror of looking at her dad's.
Yeah.
But I don't think her dad would like to insinuate that he threw it in the gutter a lot. But she's just got a long straight arm swing, lost it right at the bottom of the release. Good news is she's got a fairly makeable spare.
So working on the strike, no damage if she can cover. Much more solid shot, get up the hill, will it carry, and it does. So big cover for Kelly Mahacek. Basically even as we head to the 6th frame. Lincoln North Star with a 1-pin advantage. 57-56.
Just everybody kind of getting through the jitter stage here, Larry, getting acclimated to the lanes. I really like Brittany Hall's release. Straight arm swing. Hand comes out with the thumb at 10 o'clock. She was a little slow there. That shot there was just a little bit slower than the last one. Caused the ball to hook just a little bit high. Coach Bob Corum down there giving her a little bit of a tip as to how to adjust for that.
Big shot by Megan. Megan Straub with 10 in the pit. Just a solid shot.
No need to try to convert this here, Larry. Going cross lane, trying to get 2 pins here. I'm sure that's what Coach Corum was telling her. Get these 2. Just, on a strike, that costs you an extra pin. As you say, 1 is 2, you bet. So, you hope that doesn't come back to bite you in the end, at the end of the game.
3:10 left for Katie Peterson. Really tight game here early on. Pius had taken a bit of a lead. Here's Emily Weirs. She goes through the nose as well.
Well, Well, Larry, from yesterday to today, the difference in the lane conditions is this. Yesterday, these teams bowled qualifying to start. They bowled 3 regular games to start, and then moved on to Baker play. Now, the difference between yesterday and today is the 3 regular games that all 5 players do will really change the lane conditions. As people bowl in the lanes, the oil migrates and moves around. Right. What you're seeing today on television is you're seeing straight Baker games, so there's less lineage or less balls rolled on the lane. So I think these gals probably had to adjust a little sooner yesterday, but today they're not going to see that until quite a bit later, especially if this match goes 4 or 5 games.
Hannah Bomber with the shot in there for a strike for Bomber. And the junior from Pius 10 keeps that 10-pin advantage for the Bolts. And now here is Emily Weirs. Apologize, I misidentified Shelby Cademy earlier. And she leaves the bucket on the left side, does Weirs. And from Weirs to Lears. Lears on the left-hand lane.
Still everybody getting used to the lubricity of the oil on the lanes, the amount of oil on the lanes, getting used to the ball coming out of its skid into its roll, and then you have a little bit of overcompensation like that, where ball comes up light a couple times. You try to compensate for that, and usually end up pulling the ball cross lane at the dinner bucket, the 2, 4, 5, and 8, and right there is a good example of that lubricity. Yep. Ball going straight, not getting into its roll. So the pace has slowed a little bit here.
Important conversion here for Jessica Lears, and doesn't quite had an opportunity to extend that lead. So important shot here now for Kendra Porter. Porter, the senior, can she set up her anchor bowler, Haley Hall? Can she get that to go? Wobbles the 7, but can't. So at best, going into the 10th, they will be down by 10. And here's Pius 10th's anchor bowler, Kelly Mahacek. Mahacek, a terrific bowler. And right through the nose, but gets the 6-10 to go, leaving the 4-7. Tremendous break.
Possible game changer there. Yeah. That open they had in the 9th frame. Needs to go cross lane. Everybody's had trouble getting the ball all the way across. That was very good there.
There are some tight arm swings here in game number 1, aren't there?
You can tell the girls just by the expressions on their faces when they walk back. They're very nervous. And we'll see how Kelly does cross lane at the 4 and the 7. Very good.
A good cover by Mahacek. So Pius with the lead, but an opportunity here for Haley Hall to steal it. She needs this first one. Must strike if they want to win game 1. She got it. She is such a clutch player, has been her entire career.
Ties it up, Larry. Lots of different opportunities here.
We could end at 150 all. Mahacek needs a strike.
Right. Just a little fast.
148. So Hall with an opportunity with a strike and 9-pin count to take game number 1.
Got to have this strike here, Larry.
This is a must strike. And she's been in these situations so many times and come through so many times. A little wide, doesn't quite make it back, and Pius will take game number 1.
Well, I will say this is a little lower scoring than I thought I would see out of these two teams. These are obviously some of the top programs in the state, as you said earlier, Division I recruits. With bowling being an NCAA women's sport, scholarship opportunities are out there, and for some of these girls to already have Division I offers, and a couple of them had them last year, if I remember right.
Yep. Well, if you're North Star, you're disappointed that you had an opportunity. If you're Pius, you're feeling pretty good because you feel like you stole one there. And that's, you shoot 148, you don't expect to win a game, and they're now up 1-0 after shooting 148. So maybe things will settle in here, start relaxing a little bit. Straub's made great shots both times she's been up. That needs to get back.
Change in order there. I do believe Megan did not lead off last game, so you Baker bowling, she did lead off last game. Well, I was wrong, Larry. The But you can, the luxury of Baker bowling, you can change your order at the beginning of each game as long as you declare that. So you can move your hot hand around if you need to. It's not quite like hockey where you hop over the wall and on the fly, but cross lane at the 7, well done.
Solid spare shooter. She calls that her strength, and I would agree. Megan with a high game of 276, high series of 722.
Well, her mom, Kim Berkey-Straub, when she was on the women's tour, was known as one of the best spare shooters out there. Had great success. And
great cover by Brittany Hall. Brittany, the sister of Haley Hall. A couple of sister combos, and we're looking at one here. First look at Kristen Mahacek. Kristen, the younger sister of Kelly Mahacek, the anchor bowler for Pius. You saw she wasn't pleased with that release, but got away with it. Here's Shelby Cadavy.
Good form there. I like the way she sets up. Looks like she just lost the ball at the bottom of her swing. Ball came off her hand prematurely, but good starting position. Shoulder square to the foul line. Slight bend at the waist and the knees. It keeps you from getting your shoulders way over your feet, which causes you to lose the ball. She's just a little tight yet, Larry.
Yeah.
A little nervous.
It's going to take I think it's going to take a couple of big strikes in big situations to get things loosened up. You can just feel, even in the crowd, it's a little tight.
Yeah, everybody's.
This
has been pretty anticipatory.
Yes.
It's been much awaited, the battle of these two programs. Everybody was very anxious to see how Pius would do when they moved to Class A. Everybody knew that Pius would certainly be able to hold their own and do well, but they were anxious to see how each team would fare against each other, and it's been everything everybody has hoped for.
As we said earlier, these two teams have squared off a couple of times this year. Individually, they squared off head-to-head. North Star won that. I believe they also played in the Lynx Challenge, and Pius won the Lynx Challenge. Head-to-head, if you look down the comments of the North Star players, they talk about a big moment this year beating Pius. And Pius felt the same way. What a great shot there, and does not carry.
Yeah, it's just a solid game there, Larry.
Emily Weirs with a terrific shot.
What happens on that shot is the ball hits the pocket. Those of you at home may think, my gosh, how can that happen? The ball hits the pocket so well that the 5-pin is driven straight back by the ball. Usually on a strike, the 5-pin takes out the 8, which is what she left. That ball finished just perfectly to drive the 5 straight back. So one of those things, it's like rimming out a putt on the golf course. You got to take your lumps, make your putt, make your spare, and move on.
And a good cover by Weirs. And now Jess Lears on the left-hand lane. Jess, high game of 247. Series of 612. Jess has already entered the military. Signed up to serve our country with the United States Air Force. After graduation, then she'll attend UNL. Here's Kendra Porter. Kendra and Jess Lears both said they're in opposite lanes right now as Porter carries. Both said it's going to be tough going against your best friend, Porter and Lears, opposite teams.
You see the sportsmanship there as each congratulates each other as they come off the approach. Each one wants to win, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's just good to see.
Good cover by Lears. So we go into the 5th. Pius up by 11, but a big opportunity right here for North Star, working on a strike. And Haley Hall, an opportunity to even it up.
Double hero, give him the lead. Just a good shot, Larry. That ball was thrown very well. It just came in hard late. The ball made its move towards the pocket. It made its move from right to left. Just a touch late, which sometimes snaps that 6-pin and behind the 10 and not into it.
Big shot by Kelly Mahacek.
Cross lane at the 10-pin, plastic ball with a lot more skid. Did she give it enough skid?
Yeah,
yes,
she did. So we're going to flip lanes. Want to recognize very quickly here today is Rhonda Blandford Green, the new executive director of the Nebraska School Activities Association. It was great to see Rhonda. You see her sitting in the front row back there. It was great to see her out here yesterday. Spent about 3 hours watching the state high school bowlers, checking out Class C and A, and is here tonight for this championship in Class A. So great to see leadership at the NSAA level taking interest in what's going on here in Nebraska high school bowling. Megan Straub needs to get up, and she does. Big double. Straub tacks one on top of Mahachek's, and Pius extends that lead.
Well, it's time now for one of North Star's players that they relied on, even though she's just a sophomore. Brittany Hall needs to step up and strike here to avoid letting Pius get too far ahead. That's a good shot, Larry. Oh,
yes. And she got it. Slapped out the 10. Big shot by Brittany Hall. Brittany bowling well late in the year, had her high series at districts. Brittany, the younger sister of Haley. Here, the younger sister of Kristen Mahachek, or Kelly Mahachek, is Kristen. That comes in a little light, just lost it, looked like.
Yeah, that ball came off her hand and went right quickly. Kristen doesn't have the revolutions to bring the ball back from that far outside. She needs to stay pretty direct. She's going to have to be in between the second and the third arrow to be in the pocket.
Academy just a bit light.
The spare here will protect Pius's lead. Right now about 11 pins. That came off her hand also just a little prematurely also, so chance for North Star to cut big time into Pius's lead.
Take the lead here. Nope, you're right. Even it up. A spare here.
Spare will make it a tie game. Cross lane and
get over there.
Boy, that's equally equally disturbing because you lose all those pins and count on the strike.
It's about 10 pins you lose.
Yes, that was exactly right, Larry. So now Pius's lead remains at 22, and they could have been behind. That's a good shot.
Bobbert sits it down and flush. Big couple of shots by Hannah Bobbert. She's stepping up big. She has an older sister, does Hannah, who's bowling collegiately at St. Francis. Heidi Bombert, an outstanding bowler at Pius 10th.
That ball was off her hand left immediately when she came up on the approach and got up there a little fast when she let go of the ball. The ball hung on her thumb. When that ball goes up and then onto the lane instead of down onto the lane, a lot of times it causes the ball to go high.
Big opportunity, nearly leaves the 7-9, but trips that 7 out, leaves the 9.
3-6-10 cross lane. You got to go right at him, and that came off her hand pretty fast. Pius now can really just about slam the door on North Star here.
Big conversion here by Lears. Give him a 35 pin lead, and it hung up, and it hooked right by it. And we talked about that off the top. You'll see that frequently. She just gets hung up in the ball.
It's timing, Larry. When she gets to the line ahead of her swing, you have to pull your swing through to be able to let go of the ball without throwing it through the ceiling. Well, that typically happens. Thumb will hang just a little bit. The ball goes left. Wall shot.
Oh, and a big shot, and that's what they needed. An answer by Kendra Porter. So you respond to the big open with a strike, and you could be right back in it with Haley Hall coming up.
Well, just pretty much a mark and count here is going to wrap things up for Pius, but we're going to make it really interesting here. Possible 175 for Pius.
North Star needs to punch for 172.
Yeah, she needs to have this strike for sure, Larry.
So a must strike here for Haley Hall.
Got to have it.
Well, that's a lot of hand. Good shot. Get him. Just I have so much respect for Haley Hall in her game. She is not only a great kid, nice to talk to, but just a solid, solid player. And the conversion by Mahachek will give Pius game number 2.
If I'm Coach Corum, I would probably use this 10th frame here to tell Haley to make a little bit of an adjustment. He needs to start a little further to the right of the lane. She's playing in the area of the lane with the most oil, the most conditioner, causing that ball to skid.
You saw Bob and Vicky Corum there discussing, all right, what do we do now? What's our strategy? We're really struggling. We need to do something to loosen these girls up because we know they're better than what they're performing right now. And that's as a coach, it is so frustrating to know that they're capable of so much more.
They need to make a move on the lane. She's going to have to move to the right. That's way in the middle there. It really needs to be further right to the second arrow, closer to the second arrow.
So 174-151 in game number 2. Pius now up 2 games to none. But don't think for a second that North Star will go away. Reminder, you can also watch the 2013 Nebraska High School Girls Bowling Championships on your computer, on your tablet, smartphone. Just go to netnebraska.org/sports and check out our webcast. So if you have folks living outside of the state, maybe don't have access to NET within the borders of the state.
Overseas?
Absolutely. Check it out.
Got to give that Al Gore credit for creating that internet, man. I tell you, Larry, we're officially worldwide, buddy.
Absolutely.
You know that?
That's right.
I don't know.
Your pay rate just increased, didn't it? All right, Megan Straub starting off game number 3. Good shot by Straub, straight up the boards. That is just a solid game, folks.
The way Megan Straub gets away with playing there is because her roll on the ball is so heavy. A heavy roll is an end-over-end roll, and she's also straight down the lane. When the ball comes off her hand, she gets it down the lane on a straight trajectory. Some of the girls are having trouble getting the ball to hook back to the pocket. When the ball comes off their hands, it goes to the right. Maybe just 2 or 3 boards, but that's enough to keep the ball from finishing properly into the pocket to get a strike.
Kelly Mahacek will stay in the lineup. Kristen Mahacek, apologize. Kristen with a great shot and doesn't quite carry the 10. Much better looking shot from Kristen Mahacek.
Just a bad break. That's the way it goes. You just need to pick up your spares now at this point, being down 2 games to none. Or actually, they're up 2 games to none. They need to pick up their spares to keep that advantage.
Shelby Cadavy gets a break, gets the 7:10 to go. So now Kristen with a spare opportunity. Kristen, daughter of Jill and Rod Mahacek. Rod Mahacek, of course, the head boys coach for the Pius 10th, also leads the program. He's helping here today, helping Shalima Zalsha, the head coach of Pius. Shalima, a former Nebraska bowler. She bowled for the women's team from 2009 to 2012. She's also a member of the Indonesian national team, so some terrific coaching at Pius 10th.
Well, when you have the resource of the University of Nebraska bowling team right in your backyard, and they've just been, Coach Straub and Coach Klempa and everybody down there at the University of Nebraska and their collegiate bowling department has, just been wonderful to have and to associate with when it comes to high school bowling.
Good shot by Baumert. You saw her throw back-to-back strikes before that shot, and another good shot there.
See if Emily Weirs can get out of the ball correctly. Now you see that ball came off her hand. When it came off her hand, it crossed the arrows at about the 15th board. That's the 3rd arrow, but then by the time it got to its break point, it was all the way out around the 10th board. She just doesn't have enough revolutions to get that ball to recover and get back to the pocket.
Good cover by Baumert. Pius stays clean here in game number 3. That needs to hook, and it does. Saw a good cover by Emily Weirs. And now Jess Lears. Been on varsity all 4 years. She's been a member of this Pius team.
Way outside
That's
the drive.
A little overhook.
Little slow there. Yep. That ball was noticeably slower. She was actually probably not in a bad spot on the lane to play. I'd like to see the right-handers around the second arrow, maybe just a touch to the right of that to get the ball to finish harder, but that was noticeably slower.
Great shot by Porter. Can't get it to go. Boy, what a nice looking shot from Kendra Porter.
Got a little piece of debris out there on the lane 27. John Cito's going to go out there and recover that.
And it needs to hook, and it falls off. So first open here in game 4 for Pius. And an opportunity now for Kendra Porter to convert on this single pin and even it up. Actually take a lead.
She's going to go cross lane, but she needs to just about play directly at the 7. To get the ball through that oil and to hit it, that's well done.
Terrific cover by Porter. Here's Kelly Mahacek now. Mahacek, the youngest female bowler ever in Lincoln to shoot 300. She did that just within the last year and wraps that around the 10 pin. Shot 300 in a 731 series. What do you think Callie said there? Something to make them both smile, huh? I thought you had that.
Probably said no pressure.
Right. Relax, take your time. It's just a 10 pin.
Different ball. It's going to skid a little more. Go straight at it.
Good cover by Mahacek.
Just like, yes, finally a spare. So that's good.
And now Hall.
Sometimes the 2-pin going cross lane through this heavy oil is could be just as tough. And she is right in the middle of the heavy oil, but
good cover by Haley Hall. And they will switch sides. And North Star with a 2-pin advantage. Here's a look at the scoreboard. You see 65-63 North Star opened in the first frame, Pius in the 4th. And here's Straub. Straight up the boards again. Will she carry? She does. Knocks that 7-pin out.
just sawed the 5 into the 7. The ball with that heavy roll. Yeah. Just drove it right into it.
So here's Brittany Hall.
It's a good shot, Larry.
Great ball and slaps the 10-pin out. Good shot by Hall.
Sophomore, she's just got a great game. North Star putting a little bit of
starting to push
urgency now.
Absolutely.
Pius can't get a little complacent here. They're going to have to pick up their spares.
Check crosses over and doesn't get the 9 to go. Cadavy trying to double up and extend this lead. They're up by 2 pins.
They really need this, Larry. A lead late in the game is going to do a lot for morale, and just the opposite of what she needs.
6. Right through the heart.
Looked good off her hand. Ball just got nosy right at the end here. Got to get 1 for sure because it's too close to forfeit any pins and count right now.
Right.
That's going to have to hook too. So
slides by.
Going to remain in the lead here with 1 pin.
Yep.
That may be all you need. It would be a shame to throw this in the gutter now and throw away that 1 pin when there's a difference between, you know, a tie or your lead. So this is what you're taught in bowling. These difficult splits, no reason to try to be the hero unless it's do or die.
Right. So they keep that 2-pin advantage, 113, 111.
This young lady's been money so far. Hannah Baumert.
Baumert cannot get the 4-pin to trip. Now Emily Weirs.
That's a better shot.
Really good looking shot. That will finish. And she too cannot trip a 4.
She made a good move there. A little further to the right in that track area I was telling you about. And now it needs to cover the spare. It's got to hang on.
And it does. So a good cover by Baumert.
This is phenomenally important right now. A lot of times people would have more confidence throwing at a full rack for a strike than going cross lane at a spare. No problems.
And a good cover. So now Jess Lears steps on the lane. But this Pius team had had so much success in Class B. 4 consecutive unbeaten seasons. They were unbeaten this year until they faced North Star That's their lone loss this year. Lear's a bit high. Fortunate to leave just that 3-6. And now here's Kendra Porter.
Simple, straight, compact game. That's a good shot. Just, oh my gosh, terrible break.
Bad break. Much better shot than that. So she leaves the 4-7-10.
Well, it's pretty apparent now that if Pius can stay clean here in the 9th and then at least fill 20 in the 10th, they're going to pretty much have this sewn up.
This is a key spare and doesn't get it. Crucial mistake.
Now
that was the one.
Now North Star needs to get 2
Yep.
to increase their lead now. Being on the spare should increase their lead to 4 pins. That's exactly what she's going to do.
Great move. So they lead at 139-137, and that really forces Kelly Mahacek to have to strike here. Needs to sit and carry and doesn't. Leaves that 10 pin.
Right in that center part of the lane there. Got the ball down the lane well. It was a very good shot, Larry. Just not enough drive with that oil in the center of the lane to slap out that 10 pin. So now, you know, Haley Hall here has, I think, been ready to unleash a couple of big strikes. She's too good of a player to have struggled like she has so far. Oh boy.
And that is a tough conversion, a 2-8, so a crucial now 10-pin spare for Kelly Mahacek. Put the pressure back on Hall, and she does, just holds on.
Well, this is
the pressure
right here.
Right back on Hall. I mean, this is, if she misses this, Pius wins the state championship. This is a crucial spare for the Navigators.
Boy,
is that going to make it? It's not. Oh, it does. She gets him from the side.
Larry, I was thinking as she was lining up, she was really quite a ways over in the center of the lane that I was concerned that was going to happen, but
10 here from Mahacek.
Gotta have
Big
9.
shot there, so 9 to win, 8 will tie. 9 to win, 8 will tie. 7, and Pius has a state championship.
Taking a little extra time. Just needs to relax and make a good shot. It's down the center.
Good ball, they got it. That's the winner. And look out, here come the Navigators.
She comes back to the team huddle yelling, let's go. She's ready to try to stretch this thing out another game. That was a great shot.
159-157. North Star takes game 3. And Pius had him on the ropes, had an easy spare conversion to take that lead and win it, and it just slips by into the gutter.
Gotta pick your spares up.
Ugh.
All right, here we go. Megan Straub has not missed yet. A little faster there.
Good carry.
She is just a great player as a sophomore.
Absolutely. So here's Brittany Hall.
Another one that's been pretty successful all afternoon. That one got off her hand quick, though. Didn't have enough time to bring it back.
2-4-10.
Sorry about that, Larry. You see it come off her hand, and it went right in a big old hurry. Coach Corum, I'm sure, is saying pick up the 2.
It's early. Let's get 2. Mahacek tucks it into the right side. Gets the carry and a big double for Pius early when North Star is looking at a potential open here in the first frame.
Just going to give this a run, but, well, frame number 1, not such a bad call, I suppose. You lose the 1 pin to count. If you're on the double like Pius would have been, you certainly would want to get the 2 pins.
So an early 20-pin lead for the Bolts in the first frame.
That's a good shot, Larry.
Bomber needs to get up. Got the 10 out. Good break. Leaves, or 7 out, I'm sorry. Leaves just the 2.
Looked like that ball was going to finish strong there at the pocket, just a little fast, causing it not to hook up to the pocket.
Cadavy crosses over and got the mixer. You can do it, we can too. Well, that's one the North Star needed.
At the 2-pin.
Bommert has been solid in that 3 spot for Pius. So here's Emily Weirs looking to put a double and pull this back to within 10. Good shot. Sit. Just picked up a little quick, didn't it?
Yeah, going through a little bit of transition now. I'm sure the lanes are. There's a little bit of a hook area beginning to form out there, but then also the back ends are not as crisp and as dry as they were when we started, so got to be more direct. Cross lane at the 3-6-10.
Good cover. Big shot by Weirs. Still down 21. And now a big shot here by Jess Lears. Can she shake loose of those 2 opens that she's had and come back and make a decent shot here and pick this up? She does.
Thank goodness look on her face.
That's right.
A couple of the last ones slid off and went into the gutter, so she was happy to get that.
Here's Porter.
To the right early. Good shot. Ball went to the right early, but it was in that hook area where the ball did pick up friction and begin its hook towards the pocket, but just not enough to slap it out.
Big carry by Mahacek.
Cross lane at the 10. Very important. Boy,
hang on.
You heard that it was kind of a thud at the foul line there as the ball came off her hand prematurely and had no chance of picking up that 10-pin. So all of this stays in your head, and you know, so much of the game of bowling is mental, like most sports. You know, you need to be focused, you need to be prepared, ready to go. North Star down by a bunch right now, needs to strike badly.
Well, Hall will not be bothered. She will make solid shot after solid shot. She's just going to be money all night long.
She struggled a little bit early in those first 2 games, but boy, the last few shots have been fantastic.
So switch sides, Pius with the lead, up by 31. Hey, I want to remind you, connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, add a comment, catch up on the latest Nebraska sports. Just be sure to like NET Sports and Big Red wrap up and join the discussion. Here's Megan Straub. Big double opportunity. First time she's dropped it.
Ball got a lot further right than it was earlier. Usually she's been around the second arrow, and that one got way out there around the 6th board. Not enough to bring it back.
So can Brittany double up on Haley's shot? 3-6 left, a little bit of work to do. Pius working on the strike. They will try to get 2 here. She will go after him. What a shot! Straub with a big conversion. That could be one of those momentum lifting moments.
I think you're right, Larry. That's tough to shake off if you're North Star. That's got a hook to get back. It does, so still
a 31-pin lead. You thought you were going to cut into it. You thought you were going to be down by 20. And Straub with a phenomenal conversion. Mahacek rolls it out there. Here's the 2-4-5.
Just not been consistent with her release at the foul line. She's got a great fundamental game. Long arm strength, just looks great. Just, you know, has the fundamentals to do it, but just seems to either hang on to the ball or drop the ball just a little soon, causing just different reactions at the pocket.
A little bit, maybe like a freshman.
Yeah,
she's young.
She's just got a great fundamental game for being a freshman in high school. There are numerous bowlers you and I could name. Two of them, Sempek and Putney, that don't have physical games like that.
Like to have that solid of a game.
Just great arm swing, but once again in that heavy condition part of the lane. So Pius is beginning to let North Star sneak back in, but it starts with this spare right here.
Big one by Shelby Academy. Got a sleeper behind it. Get all three, and she does. Great cover by Academy. So that pulls back to within 20 now. Make it 19.
Hannah Baumert's had a couple of key strikes at different times throughout the match here.
Another right up the boards. Good shot. Oh, tough break there.
That pin went to the side wall, and instead of coming back in and taking out some or all of those pins, it just fell back down into the flat gutter. So chance for North Star to get back in it.
And a big shot by Weirs. Oh, what great timing by Weirs. So Pius looking at back-to-back opens in the face. So back-to-back opens by the Bolts. And a strike here by Kendra Porter, and they take the lead. A strike here by Porter, and the Navigators have come back from 30 down.
A little fast there. Ball's got a hook.
And it does, and carries it. Huge shot by Porter.
Larry, just imagine these young ladies here, they're on television statewide, and the amount of pressure for a state championship, I mean, that is just great reactions.
Lears buries 10 in the pocket.
Well, she's had her share of struggles on some spares. That's a key shot, setting them up for the 9th frame. But right now, North Star with that double,
they can shut them out. So it's going to come down to the anchors. What can they do? Oh, got it wide. Got back and carried. She had a little bit of hand in that one. Now Mahacek needs this one. Crucial shot from Mahacek's. Got to get up, shot. Carry. Oh, terrific shot. We are going to game 5.
Well, we get paid by the hour, so I'm all right with that.
Wow.
Key players are starting to get into their grooves now. In bowling, we call that 9.5. That is just a great shot. The 8-pin was hit twice. Just couldn't fall, but it's okay. They're going to have enough to advance. They'll be in the 190s, Larry. North Star will with the spare here. Strike will give Pius 181. So, wow, this is going to be a great 5th game.
So the cover by Hall, 192 for North Star. North Star comes from 2-0 down to take games 3 and 4 and lead it, or tie it at 2 apiece.
78, Larry.
I wonder if both of these teams like the left-hand lane a bit better.
Looks like the left-hand lane has a little bit earlier hook to it. The ball seems to be driving to the pocket sooner. Most of the light hits have come on 28, so you're exactly right there, Larry.
The left-hand lane is finishing a little better.
This will be great. Leadoff strike would really send a message to Pius that North Star is not going to go down early.
Brittany Hall, good shot.
Just a little slow. A little slow, and then as you said, that lane might hook maybe a board, maybe 2 earlier. Boy, would you like to have Megan Straub, though, as a person needs to throw a strike. Good shot.
Good ball.
Well, here's what's going on with the lanes. The lanes are definitely going through a transition. That's why we're seeing the difference between the 2 lanes. Both lanes are conditioned the same exact way at the start of the match, but you're just seeing little characteristics pop up, and now you're seeing the back ends begin to hook a little less, but the mid part of the lane, the mid lane we call it, starting to develop a little bit of a hook area. That's got to hook a little bit, and so It could come down to a missed spare. It could come down to someone carrying a Brooklyn or a nose hit or breaking up a split. Every pin is precious now. North Star could send a little message out to Pius that we're going to take the lead here. Got a break. Could have easily been the 2-10 split there with that light hit. The 10 pin falls late, so makeable spare.
Here's Kristen Mahacek.
Long arm swing, look at that. Just good shot, but as you saw before, that lane has hung a little bit with a little more skid to it, and that might have been right in the pocket on 27. 27 and 28 here at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln. This has been our TV pair for how many years? 7? 8?
7 years.
32 lane house here.
And that's going to slide right by.
Something that people don't know, every lane is equal length, equal width, all that stuff, all the same, but they can play different.
Absolutely.
For a number of reasons. Could be where an air vent is located in the building. That could be, maybe it's a return air vent or an air conditioning vent that could cause some characteristics. It could be the foundation under the building. A lot of different things. So, but that's a great part of bowling because it makes you make good shots on all conditions. You need to have the ability to play all conditions to be a true great player.
Hannah Baumert been big all day. Another good shot here. Get it, carry.
Same thing happened to her, Larry. Yeah, same thing. Just a tough break.
The 4-5 will be tough to convert. And a good spare conversion by Weirs. And we are back and forth.
Spare in the open frame here by Pius is going to give North Star about a 13-pin lead going into the fourth frame. Unless Haley Baumer can convert. 12-pin lead now.
Yep.
Here you have Kendra Porter. Dad Mark, as Larry said, is a great Lincoln bowler. Mark always excelled on tougher lane conditions. Picked up his spares, kept the ball in play. His daughter's game looks very, very similar to his.
Big shot by Porter.
Pius now, I would say, is beginning to get their backs against the wall.
Yep. Don't count out that flipping of the lanes when the two teams flip, and all of a sudden you move to a lane that's not reacting as much.
It's going to be who can adapt to the change.
That's right.
Pius with the break there is.
So a big shot here by Hall. She can put them up by 20.
That's a good shot, Larry.
Just a light team.
Jessica Lears there with a break. Had the baby split, but the 10-pin falls late, so goes from a split to a makeable spare. Needs to just play her normal shot. That's going to hook a lot.
Dropped it and just slid by.
She's just had a little bit of trouble with those right side spares. Just enough to cause trouble. So, but this is also important, and that's not going to make it either. No, it did. Looked like it was way left the target, but it's just enough slide there on that plastic ball to skid to the 10 pin. So North Star continues to lead. Well, Pius is going to start throwing some strikes and to make up this deficit. 24 pin deficit right now.
So Mahacek needs to convert here. Get out there, and it's been the spares in the first 5 frames. 3 single pin misses.
You can see both the coaches giving encouragement down in the bowler's area.
Yep. Hey, sports fans, NET is for you. We bring you more Nebraska high school sports than any other network. For more information on dates, times, DVD sales, available webcast. Just log on to netnebraska.org/sports. So a big advantage as we head to the 6th frame for Lincoln North Star. 34-pin lead, buries that, and a big lead.
Megan Straub trying to make up for the open frame last time.
Academy now. Try to put another one on top of the strike by Brittany Hall. Right at it. What a shot. Academy, the perfect time.
The big exhale there as she came off the approach. Just stuffed that ball in the pocket. Do it right after 1-3, and it held. Oh boy. Just not had a lot of success with consistency on her release. Just loses the ball a little bit at the downswing. Strike here by North Star. Boy, it's going to really make it tough for Pius.
And that will about do it. Big shot by Emily Weirs, and North Star takes command.
Well, it's pretty academic right now. Need a spare here by Kristen Mahachek, but then they're going to have to string some strikes. Well, that's going to give her a run, and almost. Kendra Porter now had success her last time up. 4th frame struck. Right in that track area of the lane, Larry.
Tried to kick it forward. A solid shot by Porter. And they lead it by 67. And at this point,
pretty much strikes only now for Pius to have a chance.
And that should do it.
You've got to hand it to both programs. The Pius program, obviously, coming up into Class A, and there's great talent in Class B, no question. But the talent in Class A is still another notch up, I would say, Larry, as you've coached in Class B and have been around high school bowling and have seen it. There's plenty of great Class A programs out there, and just great talent. But I think the amount of oil and conditioner on the lanes just made some of their players struggle a little bit. Some of the players that don't do as much to the ball as, say, Megan Straub, who does a little more to the ball than the rest of the players in the Pius. Might do a little more. I mean, just a little more hook, a little more hand rotation, where you've got a couple of the players on North Star's team, like Haley Hall, who really hit the ball hard. It's a good shot there.
Good shot by Weirs.
It's good to see. She had her struggles today, but she comes back with a nice shot there in the 9th frame. So could be looking at 217 possibly for North Star.
Good ball by Kelly Mahachek.
Both these ladies, both these anchor bowlers have great fundamental games, but yet a little different between the two. Haley Hall with a little more power, a little more snap of the wrist, a little more hook, but boy, Kelly Mahachek, just a long straight arm swing, in balance at the foul line. If you're a young bowler out there, you want to copy these games.
Right.
You want to clone yourself, so you release the ball like both these young ladies. Either one is fine. Going through the motions here to clean things up.
So Mahachek covers. Pius will close it out with best of 128. Hall would like nothing better than to pick this up, ending her high school career in the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Slides it over. Won't matter, though, is 192 for North Star, and the Navigators will win a 3rd consecutive state championship. Back-to-back 192s. Peterson Katie Peterson comes out to wrap it up. Pius closes out. 125, 192, 125, and once again, the North Star Navigators. The tears of joy flow as the Navigators win the state championship. It's their third consecutive title, and they have built a dynasty in Class A. We'll be back for the pin and trophy presentations when we come back to Sun Valley Lanes.
We'd like to say we have the good life in our state. And for more than 40 years, Nebraska Public Power District has kept the good life running smoothly for Nebraskans. We are driven to go above and beyond with a spirit to provide reliable, affordable electricity with outstanding customer service each and every day. Because in the end, we want to make the good life better for all. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
Time Warner Cable is dedicated to the future of our nation's children. That's why we've launched our Connect a Million Minds initiative. We're asking adults to help us inspire kids through science, technology, engineering, and math. And we're achieving this through local partnerships with FIRST. Across the country, Time Warner Cable employees are helping bring FIRST robotics competitions to the areas we serve. The future of our nation and our children depends on math, science, and technology. Visit connectamillionminds.com to find out what you can do.
Healthcare reform is bringing change.
But one thing that won't change is our commitment to you.
We're Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
And you can count on us.
You can count on us to be there when you need us.
The first item on today's agenda.
The Nebraska Legislature is back in session, and you can see live gavel-to-gavel coverage on NET2 or by logging on to netnebraska.org/capital. Plus, listen weekdays to NET Radio for in-depth reports on what's making news in the Nebraska Legislature. Reaching more people with more choices, watch, listen, or log on to NET and be more informed.
And welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes, the North Star Navigators, Class A state champs. You are watching NET, the home of NET television, radio, and NET online services for all of Nebraska. NET is the go-to team. Watch, listen, and learn at home on your computer, in your car, on your mobile device. NET is ready when you are. There are more ways than ever to enjoy NET. More convenience, more channels, more choices. NET, the place for excellent programming for everyone and everywhere. Time now to visit with the champions, Bob Corum, Haley Hall with Steve Simpak.
Thanks, Larry. Here with the three-peat champions here from Lincoln North Star, head coach Bob Corum and senior Haley Hall. I think it was after you struck in the third game to know you're going to extend this. You came off the approach and you just yelled at your team. You said, come on, let's go. It was all seriousness. So now that you've had a couple of state championships, this being the third in 3 years, did you say anything special down there to get these gals to think that, that they could overcome being down early?
I just told them that I didn't want to lose my senior year, and so we had to do something about it, and they stepped up and they did.
Did you notice the lanes changing any as you continue to bowl?
They broke down a little bit, whereas I was hitting very light early, and then they started to break down in my favor, which was always good, and the ball came in pretty good. So.
Well, Bob, do you get paid by the championship like most major coaches do? You know, was there a bonus in your contract for 3 in a row?
No, my payment is just watching these girls bowl. They're extremely great group of girls, and I can't be more proud of them right now.
Well, that's great. We've seen some three-peats, Larry. We don't see a lot, but 3 in a row for Lincoln North Star, your Class A state champions for the girls this year. Congratulations, guys. Back to you, Larry.
So congratulations one more time to the Navigators of North Star. They are state champs in Class A. Now for the medal and trophy presentations, let's go down to Greg Porchi.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep it going for our 2 finalists. And now for the awards presentation. Your Class A girls runner-up, Lincoln Pius, the 10th Thunderbolts. Coached by Ron Mahacek and Shalima Zelsha. Megan Straub. Katie Peterson. Hannah Baumert. Jessica Lears. Kelly Mahacek. Kristen Mahacek. And ladies, here's your runner-up trophy. Congratulations, Lincoln Pius the 10th, your Class A girls runner-up. Now, here is your 2012-2013 Class A Girls Champions, the North Star Navigators, coached by Vicki Corum and Bob Corum. Brittany Hall. Shelby Cadavy. Emily Weirs. Kendra Porter. Haley Hall. Audrey Mundorf. And ladies, here's your championship trophy. Once again, congratulations to the 2012-2013 Class A Girls Champions, the North Star Navigators.
So congratulations one more time to North Star, a three-peat for the ladies from Lincoln North Star. 3 consecutive Class A state champions. Let's take a look at the Class A singles competition won by Michaela Dahlman from Columbus. She shot .563. Sierra Johnson was second. Brittany Hall of North Star fourth. Mackenzie London and Kristen Mahacek also on the first team. Second team, Kelly Mahacek, Holly Walker, Katie Peterson, Kaylee Peterson, and Ashley Monty of Lexington. What a great day we had, huh? I mean, four state champions crowned. Newman Grove in Class D. Class C was Wayne 3-0. Hastings wins at 3-1, and then we finished with just a terrific battle between 2 great programs, Pius 10th and North Star, and the Navigators win it, coming back down 0-2, winning 3 straight to take the championship.
Well, so that's what makes it fun, Larry, and it's obviously exciting for the fans. This was a packed house here at Sun Valley Lanes all day, and especially for Class A. And Larry, as usual, it's an honor to work with you, and we continue to see high school bowling grow in Nebraska, and I'm sure it'll grow exponentially again next year.
Why don't we do it again next week?
That's right, we will do that again next week.
Let's do that. More Nebraska High School Bowling Federation Championships next weekend on NET Sports. Nebraska's best high school boys compete next Sunday beginning at 8 a.m. Central only on NET1 and NET HD, and on the web at netnebraska.org/sports. So that will do it for the Girls State Championships. I'm Larry Putney. For Steve Simpek and our entire NET Sports production crew, thanks so much for joining us here at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. For the Nebraska High School Girls Bowling Federation Championships, we'll see you next week right here on NET.
Many years ago when I was about 8 years old, I got the opportunity to watch a box turtle behind my house lay her eggs. And watching that turtle go through all that effort, it just piqued my curiosity, and I wanted to learn more and read more. My entire job is science. I want children to get connected with science and utilize the technology and the engineering abilities, because each one of us has the ability to change the world.
To find out what you can do to inspire a young person, visit connectamillionminds.com.
Whether it's spring planting, fall harvesting, or just a drive across the state, soy biodiesel helps a diesel-powered engine operate in a demanding job. Soybean oil from Nebraska soybeans makes biodiesel a renewable fuel that's also environmentally responsible. The soybean checkoff plays a major role in supporting the use and availability of biodiesel. The Nebraska Soybean Board, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Behind the Outlet, Nebraska Public Power District is passionate about preserving and restoring Nebraska's resources. Whether rescuing fish during canal repair work, protecting avian species on the Platte River, or complying with all environmental standards at our power generating facilities, we actively balance our environmental responsibilities with meeting Nebraska's ever-changing energy needs. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
NET Sports brings you the finals of NSAA High School Swimming and Diving Championships Saturday, February 23rd, live from the Devaney Center in Lincoln. A live webcast will also be available at netnebraska.org/sports. Coverage in all classes begins at 11 Central on NET1 and in high definition on NET HD.